Peace to you, my brothers and sisters. All praises to our Heavenly Father. I will say that this is a special Law of the Day broadcast. I say it's a special one because I have not done a broadcast for a couple of days now. It's been almost a week since I did the broadcast. And I deliberately decided to not do the broadcast. And the reason for that was because of the last one I did, the last broadcast about biblical marriage. I just wanted to let that sink in. You know, like people say, to let something sink in. Because on that last broadcast, as usual, I did not come here specifically prepared to do that broadcast. I just wanted to do the normal law of the day that I usually randomly do. And then I ended up, when I opened the scriptures, I ended up in Deuteronomy chapter 24. And what was supposed to be a law of the day broadcast ended up becoming a study, more than 2 hours. So it lasted for more than 2 hours. And then after that, because of the information in that video, a lot of information in that video, too much information, very, very, very valuable information about biblical marriage, sad information, depending on who you are, it could be sad for you. Very, very uncomfortable information for some people. I decided, you know what, just wait. Just let that sink in. Let it sink in. So that's why I decided to just leave it alone. I did not even change the cover. I did not even put a title. I just wanted it to sink in because the information in that video, the last one, is about biblical marriage. And if you watch it, it's more than 2 hours. Then it has a lot of information there that you're going to have to, well, we, not just you, but all of us will have to look at those evidence. Just skip the part about Deuteronomy 24, because I spent some time on Deuteronomy 24. But as you watch into the video, 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the video, I start going into other areas of the scriptures that clearly shows that a lot of us today are going to die young because of the sex we've had in the past, because of who we had sex with in the past. So sex is one of the things that are killing us. And there's something deep about sex. We look at sex the way we look at food today. Food was never meant to be just for pleasure. Food is supposed to be your medicine and your fuel. Food was meant to be our medicine and our fuel. Unfortunately, the Gentiles, the Europeans, have influenced us so much that we now have lost the meaning of sex, and we only look at it as an act of pleasure, which is ridiculous. Sex is not just an act of pleasure. It's an act of creation, act of reprocreation. It's an holy act. When you engage in sex, you are unclean until evening. right? Leviticus 15. So it's so sad that I, myself, and you have been influenced so much by the degenerate Gentiles who have given us a different meaning of sex. And it's so unfortunate because you and I started having that sex at a young age, in high school, in college, and we did it with people we shouldn't have done it with. And now we've been contaminated. And you and I are most likely going to die of this cancer or that cancer. You and I are most likely going to die young. When I say young, I mean less than 90 years old. We're most likely going to die young or less than 100 years old. We're most likely going to die young, and I say this based on the book of Isaiah 65 that talks about, anybody who dies at the age of less than 100 died as a baby. We're supposed to be more than 100. So it's so sad that our understanding of sex today is based on what the Gentiles have taught us. And we ended up having sex with people we shouldn't have had sex with. And we've been contaminated. We have been defiled. And we're going to die young. So those are some of the information that was on that video. And after doing that video, which I didn't know I was going to be doing that study, I wasn't planning on doing it. I did not plan on doing that study. But I ended up going and doing it. So, you need to consider who you live with right now. You need to consider who you're having sex with right now. The earlier we start coming out of this hole, the better. We can't keep digging deeper. We can't keep doing that. So, it's so sad what has happened to us. It's very, very sad. But anyway, I wanted to comment on the last video, on the last law of the day. I wanted to comment on that. It's more than 2 hours long. If you haven't seen it, you should see it. And then use that opportunity to continue the broadcast. So I'm doing a broadcast today. Yah's willing, I will do a broadcast tomorrow. The day after tomorrow is going to be the Sabbath on Wednesday. So we're right here. This is Deuteronomy 22. Deuteronomy 22. Let's see. Let's look around. Yeah, I guess I can do 16 and 17, which has to do with biblical marriage, right? But let's do the 18. Thou shalt suffer a witch. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. You shall suffer not a witch to live. Do not suffer a witch to live. Let's look at other translations. Let's try and look at other translations. Let's go to well, actually, let's shall suffer not a witch to live. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. All right. Oh, there's no meaning for that word. There's no Hebrew word for that. You shall suffer not a witch to live. All right, I'm going to try to let's try to I think it's the Exodus 22. Exodus 22. 18. Sometimes you have to do this. So let's go to NLT. 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 All right, let's look at multiple translations to that verse. Okay. It says, you must not allow a sorcerer to live. That's New Living Translation. American Standard Version, thou shalt not suffer a sorcerer to live. Berean Study Bible, you shall not allow a sorcerer to live. Douay-Rheims Bible, wizard shall not suffer to live. English Reverse Version, thou shalt not suffer a sorcerer to live. King James, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. World English Bible, you shall not allow a sorcerer to live. Young's Literal Translation, a witch thou does not keep alive. So, those that practice sorceries, people that invoke the dead, people that will practice witchcraft, sorcerers, people that try to practice these things that the Most High have told us not to do. Sorcerers, witchcraft. We are not supposed to allow them to live. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you and I have the right and the power to kill a sorcerer? You and I as a person does not have the right to kill a sorcerer or a witch. We don't have the power because the Most High has a system that the Most High put in place. He said that at the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall you punish the guilty. So when someone does something wrong, if there's only 1 witness, then you cannot put that person to death because there's only 1 witness. You have to have at least 2 or 3 witnesses according to the law of the Most High. So if I find someone committing sin or adultery or doing something that is worthy of death, I myself as an individual have no power. I don't have any power to punish that person with death sentence. I cannot kill somebody for breaking God's law because the Most High has a system by which if someone does something worthy of death, you take that case to the elders, and the elders will judge the case. Let me give you an example. In Deuteronomy 22, from verse 13. Deuteronomy 22 from verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasion of speech against her and bring up evil name upon her and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, then shall the father of the damsel. Please pay attention to verse 15, because verse 15 is the main reason why I came to this chapter. Then shall the father and the mother take and bring forth the token of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man, and he hated her. And lo, he had given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. Yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. So the case goes to the elders. The elders are the ones who judges cases. If we have any issue, we take it to the elders at the gate. They are the ones who will judge the case. They will look at the evidence, and they will sentence the person to death. Okay, let me keep reading, because all those information is actually in here. So we see a man takes a wife. He has sex with his wife. He realizes that his wife is not a virgin. He now makes an accusation that she was not a virgin. The father of the girl supposed to take the evidence of the girl's virginity and take it to the elders of the city. And the elders of the city will now look into the case. Let's keep going. Look at verse 18. What I'm trying to show you is that us, as an individual, have no power. We have no power to kill anybody individually, to kill someone that breaks Yah's law. The case has to go to the elders. Verse 18. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. 19. And see that the elders are the ones who will inflict the punishment. In this case, look at what the elders are supposed to do to the young man or to the man. Verse 19. And they, the elders, shall amass him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he has brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife. He may not put her away. Look at verse 20. But if this thing be true, and the token of virginity be not found for the damsel, verse 21, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city. Notice it says the men, not one man. So this girl lost her virginity without having a husband. She lost her virginity in high school or in middle school. She lost her virginity without having a husband. And the Most High is saying that it is the men of her city that will stone her to death. So one person doesn't have the power. You can't see you or I cannot see somebody breaking the law of the Most High, and then we will take it upon ourselves to go and kill that person. No, absolutely not. We don't have that power. As you can see here, it says that it is the men, not man, but the men of her city. Verse 21. Then they shall bring the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she had brought folly in Israel, to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you. See, it's the men. So let's go to chapter 17 of Deuteronomy. I want to show you something else regarding who is supposed to be doing the judging when there's a case. Deuteronomy 17 from verse 8. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, between stroke and stroke, being matter of controversy within thy gate, then shalt thou arise and get thee up unto the place which Yahweh shall choose. You go to the temple. That's where the Most High chose. Verse 9, and thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levite, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of the judgment, and thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which Yah shall choose shall show thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee. Verse 11, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, that you shall do. You shall not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee, to the right nor to the left. So if there's a case, if a case arises, we go to the priest. The priest is the one that will judge us according to the law, as you see in verse 11. Look at verse 11, Deuteronomy 17:11. According to the sentence of the law, they shall teach thee. Okay. Now look at verse 12. And the man that will do presumptuously, and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister before Yah, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away evil from your land. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. So if a case arises, we take it first to the elders. The elders will look at the case, and then the elders will determine if this case will go to the priest. If it's something that has to do with the law of the Most High, like say for example, you and I, say for example, my goat broke free, and my goat ended up in your farm and ate your crops. that kind of case you will have to go report me to the elders. So first of all, you will talk to me. If it seems like I am being arrogant, I am not being sorry, I have no remorse, I don't want to settle the case and pay you back or pay for some damages, then you will take the case to the elders. The elders will now look into the case, call me and talk to me and maybe fine me. The elders will resolve the case. But in some cases, depending on the case, maybe it's a case of murder where somebody has been killed or something like that. The elders will still be involved, but the elders themselves may just refer the case to the high priest, as you can see in Deuteronomy here. The high priest will now look into the case and see, and then judge the case according to the law. So this is such a beautiful system that the Most High gave us. Such a wonderful system of justice. Wonderful justice system. It's so sad that we've abandoned all this, and today we're following an European justice system that is flawed, corrupt and flawed. And it's so sad, because today, the way we do it is not the way it's supposed to be done. And that is why we have to keep on praying and preparing for the coming kingdom of the Most High. I can't wait for his kingdom to come. I hate this current kingdom. I hate this world, the system in this world. I hate it. I dislike this system. I can't wait for for Yah's system to be reestablished, the kingdom of the Most High to be reestablished. I can't wait. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, all praises to our Heavenly Father. I'm sure you're looking forward to that too. All praises to our Heavenly Father. I give the Most High all the glory and all the honor for everything, for the life that He has given us, for everything. May the Most High continue to protect you and your family wherever you are. I will see you or hear or speak to you again tomorrow on tomorrow's Law of the Day. So the point here is that we don't have the power to kill anybody. When somebody breaks the law of the Most High, they do something that is worthy of death. Whatever they do, maybe they committed adultery, or maybe they committed homosexual act, or whatever, or they broke the Sabbath. Anything that is worthy of death, you and I don't have the right to kill the person. The case is supposed to go to the elders. So what do we do? What do we do now that we don't have the elder system? We don't have the high priest. What do we do? Well, we just have to wait. We just have to wait. If you find yourself in the Gentile system, you have to go to their court. Hey, I mean, if that's where you find yourself, that's where you find yourself. The system that the Most High put in place is suspended right now. Suspended. Eventually, it will be revived. Eventually. So I think I will actually have to do something more on this topic. We will have to do something. We have to focus on this a little bit more, because sometimes you see those that speak against the law. Those that speak against the law, they like to say something. They like to say stuff like, if you believe in keeping the law, do you kill an adulterer? You're saying that we have to go back to the law. So that means we have to kill somebody when they steal. Oh, that means we have to kill somebody when they commit adultery. We can't go back to that. There are people, law haters. Law haters like to speak like that, So anyway, all praises to the Most High. Those that brought that woman caught in adultery to Yahushua, they were wrong, because Yahushua have no power to judge that woman. If you understand the system that the Most High put in place, those that brought that woman to Yahushua was not supposed to bring that woman to Yahushua, because you're supposed to take the woman to the elders, or to the priest. The case will go to the elders, and the elders might refer it to the priest. So by them bringing that woman to Yahushua, there was no witness that caught her. So they're supposed to bring 2 or 3 witnesses. They're supposed to bring the man that she was caught with. They didn't bring those things. So the case they brought to Yahushua was flawed, because first of all, they were not even supposed to bring her to Yahushua. Yahushua was an individual. You don't take cases to individuals except the high priest. The high priest is the only person you can take. The high priest is the only individual you can take a case to. Okay, the high priest of the Most High. And at the time of Yahushua, he was not the high priest. At the time of Yahushua, he was not the high priest. And right now, Israelites have no high priest right now. Everything will be restored, as you see in Malachi chapter 3. Malachi chapter 3. When Yahushua returns, he will restore the Levitical system. So everything will be restored back to the way it was in the past. So all praises to our Heavenly Father. Of course, if you do have any question, you're welcome to give me a call. Feel free to give me a call on my phone number anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would love to discuss these things with you. I would love to answer any question or, whatever you want to talk about regarding the laws of our Heavenly Father. You also can go to my website and download the Commandment book. I have the Commandment book on my website. You can download for absolutely free, or you can let me know. I will send it to you. So all praises to the Most High. Give the Most High all the glory and all the honor. And I guess I will see you again. May your peace and protection be upon you and your family.